Hi there! Have you seen those really cool gadgets that you can get in art shops? Like this, called a Spirograph or a cyclograph. They make really awesome patterns. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade one, using a piece of cardboard and split pins. I'm going to show you how to make a whole range of awesome patterns just by using shapes. Anything from basic letters to even your favourite logos. You can use tracing paper to trace your shapes and logos from anywhere from papers, magazines, but here I'm tracing them directly off the internet with my iPad. That's quite cool, isn't it? So let's crack on. Now we've got our tracing, and in this instance I've got the letter B, so you could use your initials as a starting point. I'm just cutting the B out to use as a stencil to then draw out onto cardboard. You can use scissors or a craft knife. I've chosen to use a craft knife because I can get around those curves quite easily. Always take care with a craft knife and watch out for your fingers. And also protect the table with a cutting mat. If there are any straight lines, use a steel rule. Right now, it's time to use that stencil to draw out the B onto your thick piece of card. I've held it in place with a couple of pieces of masking tape. So mirror what you did with the stencil by cutting it out. Right, now we've nearly cut out our shape, we need to get a split pin. Split pins are those things you've probably used in schools where they're used to fasten documents together. You can get them in any stationery store. So we now need to pierce a hole in the corner of that shape, and we'll use a piece of blue tack or plasticine to push a pencil inside, and we'll do the same with a piece of card. And we need to put that split pin through both the shape and the piece of card, and on the back the pins we need to pull apart so that shape can spin round on the card. We're ready to go. Let's draw. So we will draw the shape one at a time, rotating around in a clockwise direction until we've done a full turn of a clock face, so 12 to 12. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's quite cool, doesn't it? Now, you can take the split pin and the shape out, and we can think about adding some colour. I decided to use a fine ink pen just to define some of the edges. I've started out with this one by using some felt tip pens. Excuse my dodgy colouring skills. It's actually quite therapeutic doing some of this colouring in. It'd be good for people that are into those mindfulness art books. You can finish off the piece by using a black marker to define some of the edges. It works quite well. Cereal packet card works perfectly for creating these shapes. It's just about the right sort of thickness. So for all the shapes and logos from here on in, I've used cereal packet card. And here's an A. And even without colouring this one in, just using line, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So like here, like even using the most basic shapes, you can come up with some pretty cool designs. You don't always feel like you have to go once around that clock face from 12 to 12. You can go around twice like I have here. Get a more detailed design. Look, you can even try everyday logos and just see what comes out. Here I'm using the McDonald's symbol. It comes up with some really interesting patterns. And this next one's the Shell logo. This one's very interesting. This one's very close to using like a spirograph. I thought I'd add a bit of colour to the McDonald's one, and this time I'm using coloured pencils. I like coloured pencils because I find you can get more of an even finish than felt tip pens. Felt tip pens you can sometimes see all the scribble marks and can look a bit childlike. To be honest, it's probably just me. I probably just can't use them properly. Right, use that marker pen just to add that bit of definition at the end, and use a fine liner if you want a thinner line. I used a colour pencil blender pencil at the end just to make those colours look a bit smoother. Right, let's move on to a few more shapes and logos. This time, the heart, the Nike logo, and the Twitter logo. This Twitter logo is quite complicated. You don't want to make the shapes too complicated as they're hard to cut out and then to draw. They can be a bit of a pain. When you choose to add colour, the areas that you want to add colour to are totally up to you. If you use the same template again, you can choose a different area to colour, and the end result will be totally different every time. Right, this last one is the Instagram logo. Look, this is actually quite simple within its form and shape, but the end result is quite different from the others. It almost looks like some sort of alien crop circle. Well, there we go. Your very own homemade Spirograph artworks. Always start out with simple shapes and build up to more complex shapes and logos on the way. And that's when you can get into more advanced and complicated designs. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do like and subscribe, and do take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.